Hey guys, it's Gabe again. Thanks so much for tuning in for another video. This is part 2 of Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac. If you're just joining in and you stumble upon this video, go back to part 1 and check out what we have there. And if you're here for part 2, then here's part 2. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of a refresher. If some time has passed since the last video you watched, maybe you've been practicing a little bit, and yeah, I'm just going to give you a refresher of what we went over so far, and then we'll dig into the rest. I don't think we'll need a part 3, but we might. If so, it'll be very short, but I'm going to try to get this in to a part 2. We'll see. All the parts will be in the link in the description too, so alright, here we go. We didn't do this yet. Alright, so for this part here, after you finish the I'm hoping you guys have that down after coming from part 1. So after you get this, we're back to this D shape. We're going. We're plucking strings. The E and B, and then we're going G and D, and then we're on fret 5, and we have this kind of little shape going with our pinky and ring finger on the B and the D string on the 5th fret. Then we're sliding up to the 7th fret. Yeah. And then we're plucking the A. Sliding down, plucking the strings once again. Okay, and then once you get back to this D shape, we're plucking the E string and the B string. They are plucking the D, and we're on the high E of the 5th fret. Finish off with that little pattern, and that's A, G, D, B, and then you have okay. So far we have we get to this part. So this is barring on 4, 5, 6, 7. Barring on the 7th fret here on strings D, G, B, and E. And we have our pinky here, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10th fret on the high E. We're plucking E, the low E, and then we're plucking strings D and E. Going into that next shape, we hit the A, and then this shape we have here is on the 9th fret on the high E and the 8th fret of the B. So we hit the A, like I said, and then we're taking these 2 fingers and kind of hitting these 2 strings right here. And then we finish that sequence off by hitting the A and G strings. Not together, just in separately. get to this shape, which is very similar to this kind of D shape, the first shape. But instead of putting your pinky on the 10th fret of the high E, it's also on the 10th fret of the B as well. So, and that pattern is very similar to this. They don't sound the same, but it's very, very similar. Because your thumb is doing that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your fingers are doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But instead of doing the 1, 2, 3, 4 on 2 strings, you're doing it on 4 strings this time. Very similar to this. In fact, exactly the same as that. So it's E, D, A, D. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then finishing that sequence off with hitting the D. And you do that twice, I think. Then you get to this part, the last part. So that's kind of like a B minor 7 here. You're plucking here the A, then you're taking these 3 fingers, and you're plucking the D, G, and B strings. Shape here. You're barring on the 2nd fret on strings D, G, B, and E, and your ring finger is on the low E on the 4th fret. And you're doing like the E and then kind of like a pluck up, the low E and then like a pluck up on strings like on kind of the B, G, and D strings. You don't have to hit all 3 of those, but I kind of like scrape it up like this. You're hitting the D string, doing a hammer on onto this D major that turns quickly back into a B7. And you're plucking. And you're hammering back on, so you're plucking the D and then strings G and B. Back to that the B minor 7. And that B minor 7 pattern is, oops, it's the A and the B strings together, and then G and D. So far we have. Right back here on the 5th fret of the high E, and just pluck that straight up. Then to finish it off, you're plucking the open A and going back into this D major shape. So plucking the A and then the G, and then plucking strings D and B and hammering back on. That's the song, guys. That is the song. So luckily, we're not going to, absolutely do not need a part 3 for this. I'm going to play over that part slowly. And then, yeah, if there's any other parts you're struggling with, kind of rewind the video. And if you're still struggling, feel free to comment down below in the comment section, and I'll see if I can help you out with some stuff. But here's what we just got. So that's the song, guys. I know I know it can be a little tricky. You might be having a little problems with a few parts, but like I said, go back to part 1, check it out, and then go back, practice for a little bit, head to part 2, and kind of switch, like just work on the song, like work on little parts together. That's how I figured it out. I figured out like the verse first, and then I waited months until I just kind of felt like learning the chorus. So I learned little pieces, piece by piece. And that worked for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 2-part series on the tutorial of Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac. And yeah, hope you enjoyed and get into the quests, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up.